I'm Carrie Hopkins, and I'm a member of the small group here at PMC called Solo Friends. It's a really good way to become involved with people that have basically one thing in common, and then we start making friends and realizing how different we are even though we're all the same. We want to get closer to God, and this group gives us that fellowship to share when we're exploring that. We are amazed sometimes at how the message of the week that is presented by the sermon and the message that we've been studying and in our discussions all really work together. It's very exciting to come to class next time to see what other people have thought about the lesson and how God has led us and where we think we're going to go next. I really appreciate the opportunity to study about God and learn more about His activities and feel Him close in my life.
This is Nancy O'Brien and I'm Susan Bucher, and we are sisters. I will clarify that because in our last church we introduced ourselves as the sisters, and we found out later that people thought that we had been nuns. And we are not nuns. We have husbands and children, but we really wanted to get involved. We wanted to meet some other women friends. We wanted to help at the church. And Marion suggested that we attend Open Hearts, Open Minds Bible study on Thursday afternoons. And so we did that.
And basically Diana picks out a book, and about every 6 to 8 weeks we discuss a chapter per week. And we've learned so much from the ladies in the group. They ask questions about the chapter, and it's been a wonderful deepening my faith and a learning lesson for me.
And we have 15 new best friends. They're just wonderful women, so warm and welcoming, and it has really been a blessing for both of us.
Absolutely.
My experience in small groups here at Parker United Methodist has been inspirational, has been just amazing. I've grown in my walk with Christ, in my relationships to other Christians, and had so many neat experiences that I couldn't get anywhere else. Being in an environment where there's a sense of trust and a sense of commonality, and yet having different perspectives. I gained so much from hearing other people's perspectives on faith and on the Christian life that it enhances my understanding of the gospel and my understanding of my own identity as a Christian.
I'm Pat Brewer. I'm a member of the Wednesday morning Bible study group led by Susie Walker. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on why I think small groups are so important. It is so beneficial to be part of a group of believers where you can comfortably share your faith, your concerns, and your questions. We are like the redwood trees in a forest whose roots are intertwined. We strengthen each other with our love and support for what we are doing, and as we grow in our faith.
I started with the Perspectives class several years ago, and I did it in part as a way to continue my faith education. It's not only just the studying and the looking at Scripture, but it's also answering very interesting questions. The group itself is also, they're a great bunch of disciples. They're people who have committed long ago to growing in their faith, and that makes what we can learn just grow more than it could if we were just doing sort of a typical Bible study. It's really unusual in the depth that we get to.
With Senior Friends League, when we're visiting seniors who appreciate our visits because they get so few visitors, and we work together as a team, then we support one another, we bond together through the laughter and through the sadness and the different things that happen. And that enhances my faith.
Adding fellowship to my life in the last 5 years here at Park United Methodist Church has basically changed my life and brought it much more into focus. And it makes it so much more real for me. Working with other individuals very similar to where I'm at in my journey. Prior to getting involved in these groups, I was on my own path, and it made things difficult and it was unclear. And lately, it's just been a gift, particularly the Thursday morning men's group, where I'm talking to individuals that are in very similar situations than I am, and it's just real, and it really starts bringing into focus my understandings.
We moved to Parker about 6 years ago, and the first small group I joined was the Contemporary Christian Book Club. And when you see a book through someone else's eyes, you learn so much, and then you also learn about that person. And I've come to see my book club friends as amazing stories in themselves.
We stayed late for coffee hour one day, and Jen and Julie came up to me and asked me if I wanted to be a part of the book club. And I love reading, and I thought that would be a really great idea, so I decided to join the book club. And the topic of the book was on gratitude, and I didn't realize that I would be losing my job in about a month. And so as I began reading the book and writing the gratefulness prayers, I realized that I lost my job, and having that book and those gratitude prayers was really meaningful for me. It helped me to go through the forgiveness process and to be grateful for all that I did have. And then coming to the discussion and talking to everyone about it was really meaningful. Very deep conversation with people I wouldn't have otherwise been speaking with. So I found that to be really, really rewarding.
I feel blessed to have gotten to know my book club friends and their stories, and got to know them on a deeper level.
I have found that small group involvement especially has helped deepen my faith in a manner when I have questions about my faith, or when life turns gray and not black and white. I am able to rely on the people in my group and the knowledge I have gained through Bible study and small group study and introspection to keep my faith alive.
Fellowship, I think, is the first thing that brought me to find a small group to join. The exploration of Bible verses, trying to memorize something that can carry you through the week, to keep God first in my thoughts at all times. That fellowship, the follow-up, I guess, that we have with each other, it really helps you grow and feel based in God, and that's important to me. Solo Friends is something that helps support each other. We get together after church in study groups. We meet for eating, like meet at a restaurant. We go to movies together and have different activities. We meet in each other's homes for parties and gift exchange, like the holiday times. And it's really, fellowship is important to support each other. We have fun together. I feel like we're really growing and learning more about God and sharing that growth with each other and supporting one another and celebrating things that are important to each person. My solo friends really supported me when I had a bad fall, broke my leg, and I had to have surgery, and I had to stay off my feet for a long time and immobilized and all that. They were really there for me, and I really appreciated the outreach from the church, and especially my solo friends. People brought meals, they came and visited me, and prayed for me. I really knew that I was supported and loved during that time of difficulty and pain.
When I started it, it was really one of the ways that I wanted to get to know some people. that I knew that every week I'd be coming and we'd be kind of sharing together. And it has, in fact, allowed me to make some good friends, to learn more about the community, church community in general. We're great prayer warriors. We list prayers and praises every week, and I'm completely confident that during the course of the week, all of us are focusing on those people and issues, and that is recognized by God and is another wonderful way that group works together. Actually, right now, we're providing meals for one of our members who's recovering from surgery. And they also did it. I had knee surgery in the fall, and they were contributing to the meal train for me.
The small group, either on Thursday mornings or once a month on Saturdays, getting to know different people in the church community and their stories and their walks has really opened my eyes to lots of things. And then being able to go on a retreat with many of these men and really get a little deeper than you can on Sundays or a morning breakfast, and really understand where they're coming from, and compare my thoughts to their thoughts, and just tremendous growth in these areas.
Being part of that group, we become aware of the needs and the concerns of the church and of the church family. And we support them in our prayers and in service and by any other way that we can to help them through difficult times or where they are in their life experience. We have worked and helped with the winter shelter by providing a meal. We provide meals for people on the caring tree that are ill or going through a challenging time. We participate in various church events when we can, and reach out to the members in the community.
I've been involved here with Stephen's ministry, which I really have a heart for, and I've met a lot of people through that group. Been involved with ushering in the church. We do that once a month. And go ahead, do you want to talk about the winter shelter?
Yeah, our Bible study did a dinner and the breakfast for the winter shelter in March, and it was a really gratifying experience. We got to meet a lot of the people, and it was really wonderful. I also have gone to many of the fundraisers, so I've met people outside of the church at the different fundraising dinners at the local restaurants, and that's been wonderful because I get to see them outside the church. It's been great.
And I even found some neighbors from attending this church that I didn't know had belonged to this church, so that's sort of strengthened our relationship too.
After we meet with the seniors, we get together and we'll talk about concerns we might have for a specific one that we might want to pray for. And we'll also share those heartwarming moments where someone especially had a good conversation or helped someone out. And at the same time, and what means a lot to me, is that if I'm feeling inadequate in the way I've done ministry with my dog, Patty is so quick to reflect back how God was using me. And she does that with everybody in the group.
You get to know people closely and intimately in their faith journeys. You become aware that Christ lives in all of us and is through all of us. We are able to commune together. We are able to grieve together. We are able to laugh together. And we are able to learn together.
My experience in small groups has been influential in my direction that I've taken, and in the ways that I've found opportunities to serve within the church as a part of the third service praise team, as a member of the audio team on Sundays, and then in other ways I've been able to help with the Winter Shelter Network, and gotten to know individuals outside of the church walls and in the community that are in need, or just building relationships with people who call Parker home. And so for the past almost 4 years, I've been really getting my feet planted in the Parker community, and the church has been so much a part of that I'm just really grateful for each of the opportunities that the small groups experiences I've had over these 4 years have led me to. As a member of the prayer ministry, I've come to know individuals that I wouldn't have met before, just through the National Day of Prayer service that we have in May. That's actually coming up soon, and we invite representatives of the government, of business, of the medical community, of schools, all these different facets of society to say a prayer on behalf of those communities in a unifying way, to unite us as a church, and praying for this the nation where we live. So that has been a wonderful experience, and has really challenged and allowed me to grow as a faithful servant.
You get to see behind that shiny, clean exterior and see people and their amazing stories. On the other hand, they get to see behind your shiny, clean exterior, and they see your failures and your fears, and they see your anxieties, and you even share some of your big mistakes in life. They see all those things that are not so easy to love.
And it's really all about just being human, the human experience, and to know that it's okay to be who you are.
Yeah. And so then when you come on Sunday morning and you feel that love, you know that love is for yourself as a whole. It's for everything, not just the shiny outside.
Yes. When you go into the church and you just see the same faces and you're just like, oh, hi. But now it's like, oh, hi. Like,
yeah.
I know you.
Hi.
Yeah, I know you. And I care about you. And I want to help you through your hard times.
And that's what makes church real.
Yeah. Whatever you said
Whatever
was
I said.
awesome.
The small group is mine. I feel involved. I'm glad to have these people that I can talk to. And I'm so proud of how God is working in our lives.